Come on in. Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Katie O'Neill, and man, oh man, do I have a treat for you. So first and foremost, happy St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for tuning into us live here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV for an unedited 100% live video coming to you from me, Katie O'Neill, at 303-562-8659. Of course, you can always find us 5 days a week at TTTRV, or you can find my videos at RVs Inside Out. And as usual, I love to start my RV videos from the inside out. So not only is today St. Patrick's Day, I'm also engaged to a leprechaun, so happy birthday, Jason. But on top of it, we've got Marlon Bledman here as our guest camera photographer today, so he's doing all the videography for us. Marlon, it's a treat to have you. Thanks for coming back and visiting us. And as usual, I like to start my RV videos from the inside out, so please go ahead and take her on back. One of the things I want to make sure that we talk about today is all of the room in this coach. So first of all, we're able to get in and out of this bathroom, and we can even have two people, ships passing in the night, very comfortably in this coach. Now, Marlon, if you wouldn't mind, just turn around and catch a shot here. This is a really impressive feature of this coach. So first of all, these solid, these full leather couches are tufted and beautiful, but as you can see, even with your very large recliners for super tall people, and that's used if you're 6'4", 6'5", and you have a hard time finding a recliner that works for you in the RV industry, this is one for you. But look at this walking space. We have so much room available to us. Now I'm going to go ahead and pop these slides open right now, just so you can see how this works. We're going to leave these open for the end of the video, so I thought I'd start this way first. But take a look at that island as it kind of creeps out, or actually just stays in place while that slide pops out. So this is my favorite coach. This is the 4569. There is not an RV that I like better. Previously, it was only available on the London Air chassis, but this year for 2025, not only do we have things like standard full leather, we also have four floor plans, 4 new interiors. So you have not just your luxury interiors, but now a contemporary interior. So each floor plan has a different cabinet option. And you'll see on the 4569, we have these really fantastic flat panel cabinets, but we also have 4 new contemporary paints on the outside. So much like that of the King Air, where you're able to get classic or contemporary, or I guess you would call it traditional, Newmar has given that availability to the Essex. They've also made the chassis standard by Freightliner. Today we're looking at the optional Spartin K3 chassis, which of course you're all familiar with. 1,950 foot-pounds of torque. Holy mackerel, that is a lot of torque. Also a 20,000 pound towing capacity, 605 horsepower. This is a coup d'etat. And you know, I was watching, I watch a lot of shows on interior finishes, high-end houses. I really enjoy the aesthetic of creating something that is magical for my clients. I've got a special order Mountain Air coming in today at noon. I've got actually 5 RVs coming in that are all special orders in the next 60 days that I've worked hand in hand with the client to create. But you know, in watching these shows, somebody said something that really kind of spoke to me the other day. You don't describe luxury, you feel it. And one thing that Newmar has been able to do in this Essex is to create not only a luxurious interior, but a badass coach. When this thing rolls into the parking lot with your black and red paint scheme, silver accents, and then you come into this all gray, high polished, you know, high gloss Morel wood interior, and then the silver and gold faucets that you'll find here, for instance, in the rear bath, along with this wall tile with the metal inlay throughout it, along with this fantastic geometric pattern on the floor. I mean, you are really feeling the luxury in this coach. This does not feel like an average RV. Things like the wall-mounted conditioner, body wash, and shampoo, the teak bench that is standard. For the record, 250-pound weight rating, the linear drain down at the bottom. You know, just all of the features, and you know, on top of it, all of the things that make RVing so important, like the Aquamizer water system. You know, these things are something that Newmar has been able to really come into when they manufacture their coach, and not only execute something that is highly useful, but is also very luxurious, very sensual feeling. And they've given you some things in this coach which I think are fantastic. So that huge U-shaped kitchen is great for entertaining or for anyone who really likes to cook. But on top of it, they've been able to maintain a nice shower system with towel holders on the outside of the door. They've given you all of this fantastic cedar-lined closet space, adjustable shelves in the rear, and then they've given you these huge drawers. So for anyone who's up in the morning early, wants to take a shower, get ready for their day, and have a little privacy before walking back into the bedroom, you can keep all of your lingerie in here, any of your Lululemons, whatever it may be that you need to get ready for the day before you head out into the rest of the coach. Just so nice to have the drawer storage in here along with the wardrobe. And then on top of it, you have really cool little accessories here. So things like a place to keep your Q-tips and your cotton swabs. Also, tons of storage down below for towels. And then on top of it, another 3 drawers, full extension, of course, for all of your toiletries. This is a nice shallow drawer. I think that this is a really important feature. Newmar's so creative in creating these fronts where everything looks so uniform. But that small drawer, of course, is perfect for toothpaste, any kind of toothbrushes, things along those lines. And then on top of it, you have all of this really nice deep counter space. And look at these faucets with this chrome, or I should say stainless steel and gold or brass accentuation. And then these inset lighting in the mirror, huge medicine cabinets. And I mean, I just think this is so creative, the way that they've been able to keep this lighting wired from the inside here. Everything is carpet lined, lots and lots of room here. But one of the things that's the best about this is you have smart features like having your outlets in the center here so you can keep your hair dryer stowed. Also, you'll see that you have the whole width across storage. Oh, Marlon is so fun. Okay, so Marlon pointed out I did miss something down below. We should talk about this though. So another 2 110 outlets down below here. And then another feature that you'll see, especially when you're looking between the Essex and the London Air, if you're looking into the Essex, you get these really cool wood frame bonded windows. So these are bonded windows, but instead of having a black metal frame, they're finished wood frame. You have, of course, these beautiful lambrequins. I love the way that this is tufted with both the leather and the fabric. Just a great look. You've got a nice, very legible Dometic flush above your porcelain toilet, and then another really nice tall closet for any of your longer hanging items. So of course this is spectacular. There's a robe hook up here, and then of course we have, all importantly, the emergency exit, the egress door. Somebody said, oh, there's a tab that's sticking out. Well, that's because this is magnetic. You can remove this cover, and then as you can see, there's a nice sturdy ladder that deploys, so if you did need to escape for some reason, you could very easily exit the rear of the coach here. And then another thing that's really nice about this is that you're also going to have a great place to pass out any of your linens, laundry, things like that that you might want to, go ahead and take out of the coach after a longer camping trip. And I do want to point out here that we see this nice lighting underneath this. So all of this courtesy light that you have throughout the coach makes it very convenient to be able to get up late at night. And then down below here, if you want to keep your Tide Pods in a Ziploc bag, in some of your dryer sheets, it's a great place to do so. We are back to the Splendide washer and dryer. I know that a lot of people have questions about this. This dryer works fantastic. It's got a lot of nice settings on it for colors, regular, express. You can wash your, silk, wool, delicate, any of the things that you need when you're out on the road. And I mean, I just really like having this across from the shower, because when I get out of the shower in my coach, I actually throw my towels in the dryer every single time. And now I'm going to stand out of your way and let Marlon turn around and show you this beautiful dual vanity with these vessel sinks. I think that this is such a lovely look. And then as we come into the bedroom, there's a ton of stuff to talk about in this bedroom. So first and foremost, one of the nicest features, of course, of this Broderick interior is going to be that it doesn't have the yellow or beige look. It's got a nice gray contemporary look, very much tying into the contemporary exterior graphics that we have on this coach. But look at the luxury of this headboard. And then also, there's such a nice tactile feeling. Again, once again, you feel luxury, you don't describe it. But there's just the texture on these pillows. The way that you've got this really beautiful satin finish mixed in with the velvet. Just a really, really high-end, decadent feeling in this coach. And then we've got, of course, our two 110 outlets up above. And as you can see, these are really nice, thick, solid maple cabinets. And there's one person that will go through and finish the entire interior of an Essex. Sorry. It's Monday. They'll finish the entire interior of the Essex with one person. That way they're making sure they're getting that same kind of patina and finish throughout the entire coach. So you've got this very consistent semblance of finish throughout the entire RV. Now underneath here we do have our grommets and our reading lights. And then you'll notice we have our nice silver leaf panels throughout the coach. You've got day and night shades. You can control those here. You also have the ability to put your phone on a wireless charging dock. If you're like me, I'm a little bit, I don't like them so much because I feel like they are going to probably become like jostled in the night. So underneath you have USB Type-C and two 110 outlets on both sides with a really nice place to keep your sultry novels. And there's a cutout above there so that you can run those cords out of that little cubby and then back onto the top. And then you can, of course, stow those when you're going down the road so that you always have them where you need them. So you'll note here that we have our two table leaf extensions. These are 11 inches each, so you're going to have 22 more inches of table in the front of this coach. Again, this coach is made for entertaining and dining, but I want to point out that on the left side and the right side, you've got the ability to put in any kind of CPAP machine that you might need to onto the floor. And then there's also some little cubby space on either side of the bed. But most importantly, under this bed, what you have in this RV, which you're lacking in so many, is tuck space. So the ability to actually tuck in your bedding. So if you've got some thicker, heavier down comforter, and to be very candid with you, with the Broderick, I would probably keep this. It is, of course, cut for the corners of this bed. But if you've got some bedding that's pretty generous, you'll be able to get that tucked in very nicely. It's not a struggle to make your bed. Here is some fantastic cabinet space. Great place to keep any of your laptops, your iPad, the supplies that you have throughout the day. You can keep those charging inside this cabinet. And of course, we've got a 4K smart TV in the middle here. This is one of those TVs that is going to be really well served by Starlink. Of course, we're putting Starlink on top of everything. If you're one of those folks that's going to be working from the road, you may need more than just your in-motion Starlink. Please reach out to us here at Transwest. We outfit a number of RVs for people who are on the road who can't afford to have a Zoom call that they can't get on because they're under a tree. If you need support or help with answers to that, the guy holding the camera, actually, Marlon Bledman, is our delivery technologist, and he's fantastic. One of the things that we do when we work with you here at Transwest during your delivery is actually make sure that your Wi-Fi is on your television. What that tells us is it's working, so when you come into the coach, we can show you very easily how to get it onto your computer. But we can also show you how to use cellular and satellite-based systems so that you always have connectivity, or sometimes you could do a double satellite system. So for instance, if you want to have a mobile Starlink that you have underneath as well as a roof-mounted Starlink, maybe you just want to do the one underneath, we can help you work through all of those reasons and rationales for how you want to spend that money on that monthly subscription, and also how to get the best service that you can for your money. Now, one of the things that's super nice about this coach is that although this coach has bonded windows, it also has a self-deploying screen. So you can actually open this coach up and have fresh air coming in to the RV. This, of course, when we came up with the King Air bonded windows in 2021, was a really big talking point. It's also still a talking point for people who want to have non-bonded windows, for instance, in the London Air. But having this window open in the Essex and the New Air, it became very much a talking point for people. So we love this integration into this product for us. Now again, huge drawer space underneath here. You've got 6 of these drawers, and I'm going to go ahead and close them this way so that Marlon can go ahead and zoom in on this really lovely wood finish that you have here. So, you know, not always do you have all of these nice features, cedar in the closet, you know, all of these hand-built drawers. Again, this is one of those things that you're going to really feel with luxury. Speaking of which, you'll notice that this floor is all tile in this bedroom. That is because of the fact that we have what's called More Floor. So More Floor is existing because we are able to actually put this slide out on a hydraulic slide that actually goes out and then drops down very gradually, and when you bring the coach slide in, it rises up with the HWH hydraulic leveling system and then slides in. So there's no pocket for this floor to drop into. Therefore, there's no need for carpet. But more importantly, this is a standard feature, heated in-floor heating. This is an electric in-floor heating. We do not use any aqua hot in the floor of your coach. As you can imagine, if you had a leak, that could be really devastating. Who knows how long it would take for you to even know that there was a problem underneath. Some manufacturers are actually doing that. Newmar, of course, is using the Oasis system for your hydronic heat, your tankless hot water heater, and we use an all-electric in-floor heating. We even have heat in that cover for the engine cover in the rear bathroom. Marlon, if you just pop around there and show that. So even that cover is heated. And one of the things that's super cool about the way Newmar does things is all of this high-quality porcelain Italian flooring. This is the King Air wood panel. This is not the standard Essex interior tile. This special order wood panel tile is all set on a separate table, and it's actually brought up to a particular temperature to cure the grout after they've set the tile, and then they pick up the entire floor and move it over onto the subframe of this coach. So we build our star foundation up first, we build the subfloor, and then we actually take our flooring and pick it up and move it over on top of that subfloor and marry the two of them. And of course, we have this really cool cut on the Luan wood that keeps it from sliding back and forth, and it gives you a lot less tile popping, and it gives you a much longer, less creaky existence for your coach going down the road, because those two materials are actually married together but created separately. So very, very interesting things that you can see when you go to that Newmar factory to see how things are put together. Now, there's a lot of things that are standard on this coach. I watched a video earlier today that talked about how central back was optional. It's not, it's standard. The security system, so there's a security system here, is only available on the King Air and the Essex. That is optional. That's something that you can't get in the London Air. But for the most part, most things on this coach that aren't, for instance, power slide trays are optional. The interior color, the exterior color, this is a special paint job that Newmar came up with. And I'll tell you, very candidly, Ken Williamson is our Essex and King Air specialist. He and his team dreamt up this beautiful coach. And of course, this has the blackout package on it, so it's super badass. And how do you define luxury and still have it match this fantastic, nice gray, very monotone, decorate it yourself interior? So this is not a soft or pretty coach. This is a really badass coach, and I think that the interior is still luxury but very much matches the attitude of this product. So Marlon, please go ahead and step through here. We're going to talk about some more features as we come in. First and foremost, for privacy, it's so nice you have these nice pocket doors where you can separate yourself from the masses, so you can get some, shut-eye at night, nice and quiet. And then here you'll see our pantry is fantastic. So as a standard feature on the Essex and King Air, this bar will come out whenever you engage the coach into drive, and you can actually just pull these in and out. Again, there's that dovetail finish on these pull-out drawers as well. And then down below, you'll notice that we have this really cool system where if you wanted to take one of these out and slide it over, for instance, you could have enough room for a frying pan, a quart pan, one of your deeper pots, so that you don't have to use that storage space in your kitchen. Now, when we get to the kitchen though, you're gonna find there's a lot of storage space, so you might not need to use these adjustable shelves. If you wanna have another hanging bay for maybe raincoats, so that when you stop on a short trip, maybe you keep all the pet supplies here, where you have you know, your leashes and water dishes, you can do that. And these are gonna be those pop-out drawers that you see throughout our model line. Very, very cool that you've got some flexibility here in the center of this coach, where if you've got everything slid shut and you still want to be able to get to a coat, you can go ahead and use this for that space. And you'll see in a minute why I say I don't even know, you know, you would usually look at this and go, oh, you could keep your toaster oven in there and your coffee pot and all of those things. We have enough room for that in this kitchen without using that space. Okay, so the center bath, again, a nice window that when you open it, has a built-in screen. You have to be smarter than the window to open it. There we go. Built-in screen, so you can open this window and have that fresh air coming into the coach. And of course, there we go, pop that in. Woo. We have the fantastic fan above with the rain sensor. So if you want to have that fresh air coming through, because maybe you're using the office early in the morning, you can get that ventilation rolling. And then again, huge extra storage here in the medicine cabinet. Another very nice dovetail finish on the drawer. Great place to keep your extra TP, maybe your tank treatment. And then again, towels, linens. And there's that same sink that you saw as the raised vessel undermount here, just beautiful. And of course, I love, this is one of my favorite countertops. For me, the high polish finish of the interior of this coach might be better than the granite that you find in the King Air, only that I would not have to worry about. I know that it's a little easier to deal with in terms you can't, you know, you can put hot things down on it and such. But I have quite the affinity for this countertop. I have this countertop in my Newmar, so I do like it. And then of course we have again that in-mirror lighting. So if you're using this room to get ready, one of my favorite things to mention is that you have a great place here, and you have a little pop-out outlet that comes down. So if you wanted to put a magnifying mirror in here so that you could tweeze your eyebrows and make sure that you're staying to the nines while you're on the road, you'd have all the room here, and you could use this as your makeup drawer. I mean, this is definitely probably exactly how I would use this space. Great little place to sit down, little TP holder here. And of course we've got this door that swivels. And again, and you saw how I was able to enter into that space with the slides closed. That's the reason for that. Now, as an upgrade into the Essex product line, things that you don't see in the Mountain Air or in the London Air or the Superstars, you've got this really beautiful Bosch refrigerator. This is a 21.6 cubic foot refrigerator, just a little bit larger than our 19.9 Whirlpool. And then as you can see, really nice storage here underneath, big compartments. And this is adjustable. So if you want to need a room for different things, totally can do that. And then on the Bosch, you get, of course, not only a water dispenser, but you can choose crushed or cubed ice. Super clutch. And of course you can lock that for going down the road. So this is again a very luxurious level of accoutrement into your kitchen. A matching Bosch microwave and convection oven. Of course, we all know that the Whirlpool tray stopped being supplied to us in 2023. So the Bosch comes with the cookie tray. You have to buy it online if you buy a Newmar with a Whirlpool. Just speaking from experience. And then to match, and I don't know if you're like me where you like everything to match, but then to match you also have another nice 3-burner Bosch induction cooktop. And of course we still have our covers put in place. Again, this is one of those places I really like to use my covers. On the King Air, these weigh like 35 pounds. Like you could, well, I guess the good news is if you wanted to do your Peloton class and do weightlifting, you could use your sink covers instead of having to have weights. But again, I do really like this this level of finish in this coach. I love the 3-burner induction cooktop. A little plug for All Clad. All Clad has a number of different levels. The top level is that copper core. If you decide to go with an all-clad copper core pan set, you can get those big frying pans and they get hot all the way to the edges. So I'm a big cook. We like to cook when we're on the road. We use our induction cooktop so much that I actually put one in my house. So I have an induction there as well. And of course the benefit to that is that if you've got littles that are cooking for you, this is not an open flame. You can actually put a paper towel under a pot and boil water without it catching on fire. So of course if you've got littles helping to make, you know, French toast or eggs in the morning, you're safe. So let's get to this cabinet space. Again, okay, hello, coffee pot, anybody? Toaster oven, plates, bowls, dishes, whatever you'd like. I'd probably tuck my little coffee pot back here into the corner. Rice cooker. I mean, this kitchen is so fantastic. Adjustable shelves here, so if you've got balsamic, you know, different types of oils that you're using, these are set, but of course this is a great place to keep all of your spices. They're all lipped, so there's a little lip here, and then they have carpet in here so they're not going to make rattling noises going down the road. And then again, the cabinet space just keeps going. Now this is an adjustable shelf, so if you wanted to lower that down so you were just above the shelf and you were using this just as a pull-out, you could do that. You could take the shelf out completely, so if you wanted to keep a larger, heavier item in here, you could use that. Those are the books for the coach, for the record. I should probably talk about those more, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to focus on how many cubbies we have in this kitchen. Look at all of this space. Again, this is my absolute 100% favorite floor plan. And again, I love our Fisher-Paykel dishwasher. The Fisher-Paykel dishwasher is on just about every single luxury RV in the marketplace. It's not only great for washing your dishes, but if you want to just have your friends over and you're a self-washer, open that up, dump your dishes in there. No big deal. All you've got to do is use that as a drying rack. And there's even a rinse feature, so you can use it as a drying rack the entire time you're camping and just run it one time when you're leaving. On that note though, if you're boondocking, this coach, just so you know, this is actually a scientific experiment that I did myself. When you do your dishes, you use 1/3 of the water by filling this up and running your dishwasher once a day, as if you were to hand wash the same level of dishes 3 times in that same day. So this is actually a water saving measure. It's not about being lazy. It's about being smart, dear. We're using the dishwasher. So true story, great for boondocking. Look at all of this drawer space. Now these little guys here are for your Sleep Number mattress. It's no longer called a Sleep Number, but it's still an adjustable 2-sided mattress. These are for your Bose soundbar and your TVs. Actually, the Bose one is this little guy over here. These are for your televisions, and then there's a nice central remote if you want to go ahead and program this so that you could get everything into one location. Extra paint, right? Just in case you have a little oopsie. This is the flagpole bracket. Infamously, I have people who still reach out to me and talk about how I said the side sensor was a flagpole bracket. I'll show you where that actually goes today. Again, huge drawer storage here. Full extension. I mean, all of the dish towels, all of the spatulas, all of the things you need while you're cooking. And then to top it off, underneath this stationary island, look at this. How amazing is this amount of space? If you wanted to put a big pot in here, maybe you do crawfish boils and you're, you know, up in Cape Cod, who knows? Or Louisiana, I mean, wherever you happen to be and you want to be able to bring all of your culinary items with you, this coach has the level of appliances as well as storage for you. And last but not least, one of my very favorite things about the Essex is always and always will be this huge basin undermount sink. Look at this stainless steel undermount sink. Nice vegetable storage on one side, nice deep pot storage on the other, spray and pour feature. But look at this faucet, again with the stainless and brass combination. It is just beautiful. And this is where you would keep your slide covers. So if you wanted to, or your sink covers, if you wanted to take those off while you were camping, you can stow them underneath. And of course, in the Essex, you start to see this stainless steel waste bin. That is not available on the London Air. It's London Air and King Air only. and then a nice place to keep all of your cleaning supplies. But again, one of the benefits of this coach over a King Air is going to be the weight of these covers and the durability of these countertops. So my friend Max is a granite guy, and granite's one of those things. You have to be careful with it. You can't put hot items down on it. This Corian is absolutely decadent and durable. And of course, when we're camping, we want to look great, we want to feel great, but we also want something that can be a little more rough and tumble while we're out on the road. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, glasses popped in. I have to tell you, wearing green for an all red and black coach for St. Patrick's Day was quite the challenge. I think I pulled it off. So I've got the red glasses to match for outside, and I've got all the green jewelry for St. Patrick's Day. What I don't have are my chairs out here, but as you can imagine, plenty of room to have a full dinner party in this coach. And one of the things that's really impressive is I can still totally be in this kitchen working and serving my guests at the same time. And Marlon, just go ahead and show the exterior detail on this table leg. It's just really important to understand how nice this look is. I mean, they really do such a good job. And this is just a little magnet that goes right up into place, and then you just slide shut. One of the best features of this table is the nice buffet here. So a great place to keep your sriracha, your napkins, cute little house plant, salt and pepper, maybe some butter, all the things that you need for your day. The other thing that is fantastic about this is this window. So these are, again, these bonded windows. This nice wood trim finish, of course, is going to be a metal finish on the King Air, but ultra decadent. And then, of course, you've got that black window trim on the London Air. So these are those little step-ups that you have when you move into this luxury line. The further you go up the rungs, there's little nuances that are really nice to see. And then over here on the left-hand side inside of this window, we'll see in the reflection the LED lighting that's just giving us this beautiful backlighting. But then down below, we'll see the 110 outlet with the Type-C and the USB port. Once again, moving into that newer, more current technology. Now, underneath your seats here, tons of storage. This is a great place to keep your placemats and your napkins. That's how we use ours, so we can set up our table. And then I know we talked about this earlier, but holy mackerel, talk about a recliner for somebody who is tall. So we run into this all the time. We get guys who come in here and they're like, oh my gosh, Katie, we need something that supports my head. I mean, what a luxurious seat this is. If you ever wanted to take a nap on a Sunday afternoon, this would be the place to do it. And of course, you've got your cup lighting. There's also a USB port here so that you can charge your phone while you're sitting there relaxing. And then underneath here, you can see there's a ton of storage for blankets. And then you can slide this into place and just keep your remotes there. Little brass hinges just to add to that luxury level of luxury. And again, all leather seats, tufted. And so this villa furniture is just so decadent. And I'll tell you one of the things, so first and foremost, I've been in the RV industry since 2020, but I've been in the automotive industry since 1999, so I'm a salty old car dog. I've been doing this for a long time, and Land Rover came up with text first. One of the benefits, of course, of text is that it's very, very durable. It's got maybe a little better elasticity, but one of the things that's interesting about leather, in cars, you're going to be driving vehicles that are going to last you probably 6, maybe 7 years, kind of a life cycle. An RV might last 20, 25 years. I mean, we go to Newmar and we'll see things that are from the 90s still being serviced at the facility. So this leather is going to give you that nice longevity that you don't get in a text material. Both are fantastic, but I'll tell you, there's something about walking into a coach that's been made with leather. There's something about that new RV smell that we get out of this RV that we don't get in one that's made with text. So very nice little subtlety. Again, luxury is something that you feel, not something you describe. So if you'd like to come in and see it for yourself, I highly encourage you to do so. Now, one of my favorite things about the Essex that you don't get anywhere except for Essex and King Air is right here. We're going to go to our favorite setting. We go to systems and we just go ahead and hit theater mode. And so theater mode is going to get us ready to watch the new season of Stranger Things. Anyone who watches my videos knows I don't really watch much television, but we always watch all of the Stranger Things episodes. So take a look at that, and then you can see all of this beautiful lighting in our ceiling. So these new ceilings, of course, are the contemporary look for the Essex, but you can see all that beautiful accent lighting. So everything is set up so perfectly so that you can just sit down, get your popcorn out, and you know, sit down and get your movie on. I'm gonna go ahead and pull our night shades up and put our day shades down. So one of the things that we really like about our shades with this RV are that we have these one-touch night and day shades, which are just fantastic. Let me get this TV out of your way, Marlon, so you can go ahead and show that. Back to home, systems, TV lift down. Now I'm using one of the control panels here. It's really important to understand, in the Essex, you can do the My Rosie app. You can use any of your Silverleaf panels, but it also comes with a Samsung tablet that you can use to control the entire coach. So super, super handy there. So you can operate your shades, operate your television, turn on your theater mode, start your generator, all of those things that you like to do with your Samsung tablet. There's so many different ways of to use connectivity in this coach. And again, what a nice luxurious set. And if you have a small French Bulldog, for instance, like I do, this is a great place for us to keep our little Bell or Henry. I have 3 of them, so I don't think that they would all fit. Henry would probably battle Belle for the spot next to Mom on the couch, but you know, that's what Frenchies do. They just love you to pieces. Okay, so storage up above, underneath our sound bar, of course. And then all of your connectivity, very easy to access. You've got a panel in the bedroom as well as in the center of the coach here. Great place for a I don't know if they're like PS5, 6, 9, they're whatever PlayStation you happen to have. They keep coming out with new reasons that my kids need me to buy new stuff. And then there's outlets on either side here, so that if you do have somebody who's, you know, going down the road, watching, you know, something on an iPad, or maybe they're doing their Instagram photos or their Be Real or whatever the app is that they're using, they've got a nice little place to keep charged. Because you know, kids these days, if their iPad's not working or their Instagram's not on, they're not going to be able to breathe anymore. I only know that because I have a 16-year-old. Okay, I knew it. Okay, so one thing I'll tell you, it's really important to make sure you leave your little tab accessible for when you're pulling your bed out. This is unlocking the lock for this couch. And if you don't have this accessible, you won't be able to get into your couch. So this couch is what comes standard across from a theater seat. You could also have a full-size hide-a-bed in our 87-inch couch if you did not want theater seats. But this is actually really, really comfy. So there's plenty of room here. If you've got company, great place for them to be able to catch a little bit of shut-eye maybe before they drive home. Maybe you had a few extra cocktails. Not a bad way to have the night spent. And we'll go ahead and put that back. Thank you, Marlon. And again, just make sure you grab this little guy and keep him up. And then it just drops really nicely into space. And again, this tufting is so beautiful. When this came out as the new interior for the Essex, I was so excited to see that they went to this more contemporary look for the furniture. Just love this look. Now let's talk a little bit about control. Yes. Do I sound like Janet Jackson? All right. So here in the center of the coach, we have a lot of accessibility. We can go ahead and we can go to our, we can go through our AC or DC power. We can look at our generator. We can check our water. We can turn our water pump on or off. We can top off our tank and just hit the top off button here. We can set all of our climate control. This is a 3-zone coach, so you've got 3 15,000 BTU air conditioners and heat pumps on top. You can turn your block heater on and off here. You can monitor your 960 amp hours of lithium here as well. You could turn it off, go back. You can set it to coach mode. So right now, for instance, it says we're indoor unplugged. We're actually outdoor unplugged, which would activate our disable inverters, enable chargers, and we'll hit activate, enable autogen, and enable our Oasis burner. So all of those things happen automatically when I choose the proper camping location. I don't have to be a genius to operate this coach. Floor heat, you've got 3 zones. Awnings, these awnings are very important to talk about. So one of the things that we have in this coach, Marlon, would you just go and just film out this window while I put this down? So these awnings are so important. It's windy today. I'm not going to do all of them, but I just want to show that you can get that sun protection in this coach by having your awnings deploy. So this is your awning control. I'm going to go ahead and pull these back in, but you have these above in the kitchen, the living room, and in your bedroom so that you can keep the sun off of you when you're out in like a desert climate, just to keep that temperature down. Very nice that you've got control over all of that. And like I said, we're just not going to leave those out because it's we're supposed to. I guess Boulder had an 84-mile-an-hour wind gust this morning, which is pretty strong. We don't want to risk that with this beautiful coach. Again, so all of your locks, you can see that I have my cargo doors are locked, so I can go ahead and hit unlock, and then I can also lock or unlock my entry door. Here's all of my shade controls for the living room, for the kitchen, for the bedroom, for the bathroom, and for the half bath. I can operate theater mode here. I can also put my TV lift up and down from here as well. And then I have all of my light controls. One of my favorite things is I can do all lights off and turn everything off all at once, or do all lights on and turn everything on at once. I can also turn all of my lights off and just have my courtesy lights on. When I have just my courtesy lights on, this is one of my favorite features. This is a great lighting to have at night. And you can show Marlon just back there in that bathroom, you've just got a little bit of light going towards the potty. So if you want to have just very soft lighting on so that you're safe getting in and out of the out of bed, or coming up and maybe having a midnight snack, very nice features there. Okay, so let's move to the front of this coach. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the K3 chassis in 2023, Newmar, you know, and Spartin had an issue with a bit of porpoising in 2022 chassis. So they actually, Spartin reconfigured and created a sway bar. They went to Coney shocks. They actually reconfigured their front axle of their coach, and they really changed the way that this coach drives. They also added 11 new buttons to your steering column. So here in this coach, you have great control, much like that of what you would experience in your Highline vehicles. So you have your ability to change sources, skip through tracks, operate your home menu for, well, let's just go ahead and start her up, right? So push button start with memory. So I don't know if you can see that right there, Marlon, but you've got 3 memory settings on the Spartin. You also have a great place to be able to keep your phone. So while you're driving down the road, if you want to use your Nav and Go system here, but also have your Google Maps here, you could do that. You can see now I'm at charging, I'm at 67%. Very nice feature there. We'll go ahead and accept the terms here. So one of the, you can see I've got the engine cover open. That's pretty funny. One of the nice features of this coach, of course, is the fact that you've got both of these monitors. In 2025, there used to be a cut between the 2 monitors. Now it's just one seamless monitor. They're pretty excited about it. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it makes much of a difference to me, but you know, whatever. The guys are excited, let them be excited. So there's your overhead camera system, so you can see where you are, and then when you're in your rear view trailering mode, you can see down, back, and then straight back. So there's 3 different settings there. It's kind of hard to show you when you've got the tailgate open, but your engine cover, if it wasn't open, you can actually see straight down, so you can really get your Jeep on board very easily. You'll also notice that we've got our lane tracking system, our mobilize system. So if you're leaving those lanes of departure, you can see those right here on this menu. And then also you have, again, Bluetooth, HDMI, navigation. You've got your media center. So if you wanted to, you know, play one of the songs that are downloaded to the hard drive of this coach or download your own, you could also do that. But very nice that you have this very nice driver-centric ergonomic control system. And then also you can see it's very easy to adjust your steering wheel up and down. There's no button to step on, nothing like that. And then also, I think it's underrated, the pedal controls. So here's pedal controls all the way out. So I'm vertically challenged. I can pull those all the way out. But if I'm a tall guy and I don't want to kiss the steering wheel, I can push those pedals all the way back. So really, really nice feature here. Now let's just go through the center control here. One of the things that's nice is I can actually just toggle comfort drive with one touch of a button. Of course, comfort drive is so important for anybody who has ever driven an RV. It's a very large, unaerodynamic brick that is straddling across the universe. This is an electronic bias that keeps the steering wheel straight while you're going down the road. And what that means is it's basically just going to help reduce driver fatigue. So in other words, this steering wheel is going to track straight no matter what. Now, where is this important? It's important on I-80 going, you know, towards Utah if you're coming out of Cheyenne or Wyoming, because you've got that north wind or south wind, you know, pushing you and you're just holding you straight. But the other great place for this is actually when you're backing up, this will keep your rig straight. So as you figure out what straight would be into your parking spot, it'll keep your rig straight when you're going in reverse. Now, where is that important? I think it's like something like 76% of accidents in RVs happen while in reverse. So that's why that's important. So pretty cool feature there. You'll also note that this does have, again, not a lot of optional features on this coach, but the Curt Spectrum integrated brake controller for your trailer is there. And then you've got power heated mirrors, so you can turn that heat on right there. You've also going to have auto brights. So in other words, if you are driving down the road, you can set your lights on to auto, and they will dim automatically up and down. So that's a very nice feature here, where you have auto high beam control. So if you're driving in the mountains, you've got that, as well as auto headlights. Here on the left-hand side, we've got our 4000 mH Allison transmission. Of course, this is a heavy-duty transmission made for hauling heavier things. Again, a 20,000 pound tow capacity. You've got a power window. You've got a 3-stage engine brake. And then you have our HWH hydraulic leveling system. You can see we're tagging forward towards the nose and to the starboard side of this coach. That's what those two indicator lights mean. And of course, all you've got to do is hit auto level and then auto retract, and this coach is already in travel mode. There are some charging ports down below there for your phone if you don't want to use the wireless charging dock. And then over here in the center, you're going to have nice controls for your generator, for instance. Very easy. You can lock and unlock your entry door. You can put your visor down. One of the things I'll tell you about putting down your shades or your visors is a lot of times people will come in and push this button. You just have to hold it for a few seconds and it will work. But as you can see, that's how far the day shade will go down while you're driving. And then up here, you'll see one of my favorite people, Craig Garl. He is your King Air and Essex specialist. He is a fantastic human. He's there to answer questions for you. But over here in the distance, you'll see our empty campground. This parking lot out here is designed so that if you're camping and you want to come by and have service done on your coach, not only is Newmar able to service your King Air, service your Essex, service any of your Newmar products, but we also have a chassis shop for Spartin and Freightliner, both in-house. We're also Cummins, Oasis, and AquaHot certified. So you can leave your coach here for us to service during the day, go up, hang out in Estes Park, maybe do some hiking, and then come back and sleep in your coach and stay on site and have your coach serviced here at the store. And not only that, when you do your orientation with Marlin, we do 3 deliveries a day, and we book out pretty quickly. But if, let's say you come in at 8:30 on a Tuesday, which is my favorite slot, you do a 3-hour orientation, go get lunch after you've done your orientation, come back, go to see our business office. All of your paperwork has been discussed and sent to you in advance of your arrival, so there's no talking about how much extended service contracts cost or tire coverages. All of that's covered before you ever get to the store. But you come back after lunch and you do your paperwork, and then you come out and you find your coach parked over here in the parking lot. One of the benefits is we have a full team here that's designed to help you learn how to use your coach, not only during the orientation, but after you take delivery. You can stay here for a day or two. You could stay here for a week. You could go to Estes Park and camp for, 1 or 2 nights and really get a good feel for what's going on with your RV and make sure that everything is working appropriately and that you have all of your questions answered. Now, of course, there's going to be those moments that you forget. So you don't have to call Mr. Garl. You can actually call Bill Habercorn. He is literally employed by this dealership here in Frederick, Colorado, or Grand Junction, any of those 2 stores, to do nothing but answer questions for you to make sure you understand what's going on when you're camping. So if you have an oopsie moment and you don't know how to do something, all you got to do is make a video, pick up the phone, give Bill a call, shoot him a text, and he will be able to keep you on the road and camping instead of having to come into a service center, because half the time we have problems, there are things that you can actually solve on your road, and oftentimes they're operator errors. So it's really good to have a specialist who really understands the product at your beck and call. Now here in the center, we're going to talk a little bit about air leveling. So you don't have to use your hydraulic leveling jacks. You could just use air leveling in this coach. That is available, of course, by changing the amount of air in your airbags. And I'm going to show you a place where you can actually manually inflate your airbags as well. You can change your brightness if there was any kind of cruise control issues. I'm sorry, not cruise controls. Any kind of coach issues that show up here. Here it's just saying the active cruise control is turning it off, which is probably good because we'd run right into that van in front of us. You can set your settings, if you need kilometers instead of miles, all of those things. Your trip computer would be here. Information, of course, is going to show you a number of different things. You can go through and see, what types of pressures you have. All of these things, by the way, are up top. You have fuel, your engine temperature, your oil temperature, and then all of your airbags, and then also your DEF, as well again as that lane tracking package. Then you also have your TPMS sensors, which will show you not only what your air pressures are in your tires, but also in your tow vehicle. And then active cruise control, of course, and then a speed display right here. Odometer's nice and right here. And again, it's so cool because you can really go through and change this to be set for whatever it is that you like to have on your dash all times. Now, your drawer storage here is great for keeping your sunglasses and maybe your phone when you're on the road. And of course, one of the benefits to this coach is that you've got keyless entry both for your exterior baggage doors and for your coach door. So we'll make sure that these are open. We want to show you this to you from the outside. Now keep in mind, you do have a keypad on the outside, so you don't need to bring this with you. But you want to make sure you change your key code because we use the same code for all the RVs, and a lot of people know what that code is. So if you're one of those people who's like, oh, I'll just leave it factory, that's maybe the one thing you don't want to necessarily leave factory. Now we are going to go ahead and stop our generator. Our generator has been on the entire time. I don't really know why, because we have lithium Onyx, so we have 960 amp hours of battery power, but whatever, it's on. Oh, you know what? One of the things that you have to have either your generator on or you have to be plugged into 50 amp to operate your awnings. So that would help. That's probably one of the reasons we thought to do that. But one of the things I wanted to mention to you, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off the engine, but I'm going to turn on just the AC or the accessories mode. And the reason I want to do that is I want to be able to show you your 12.5 kilowatt generator. So in order to do that, I need to make sure that the coach is actually on. Oops, I just turned it off again. Don't do that. But yeah, so you definitely want to show you that generator compartment because that's a really big generator for this coach. Now, things to talk about. Massage seats. I don't know if, can you hear that? It's vibrating. So that's a really nice feature on this coach. Also, not only are these seats heated, they're also ventilated. So if you're driving through Florida and it's super hot, one of the benefits that you have of this coach is that you've got ventilated seats. But then on top of it, you also have, because this has a standard lithium Onyx package, with the optional extra battery. So this has got that third battery. You can run the central air conditioning without having your generator on, which is super nice. Okay, I think we're on. If not, well, whatever. Before we leave, let's just cover some of these forward features. This is the queen's seat in this coach. So this is the standard queen seats though. This is not the large, extra large queen seat. So one of the benefits of this seat is that it's a little more narrow, so your arms will sit on the armrests. Of course, if you've got a small white dog, well, you might want to have that extra wide seat. So this is the more narrow version. This is an optional camera for the back. So this is the, oh shit, we lost the Jeep camera. Of course, this is just huge because if you have something behind you and it isn't behind you anymore, you can say, hey dear, we should go back and pick up the Jeep. You've got a wireless charging dock here, and then another 110 USB and Type-C outlet as well. And then over here above your headboard, great place to keep maybe some birding books, something on wildflowers, whatever maybe your flavor. And then up here we have the brains of the operation. And you'll note that there's this little blue button. This is to reset your batteries. This used to be on the outside of the coach. They moved it to the inside of the battery so that if your lithionics go down to a low setting and it puts themselves in safety mode, you can go ahead and turn them back on right here from inside of the coach. And then we're gonna go into passenger side and we're gonna bring in this slide. Now I know we covered the walking distance, but I just want to point out again, there's that stationary island just getting eaten up by all of that counter space. It's just such an amazing floor plan in this coach. But I want to leave the slide out on the port side because I want to show you how easily you can actually access all of the bays, both inside and outside of the coach with that slide deployed. Now our Winegard system here, our Girard awning system here is of course for your extra large awnings. We're not going to put those out today just because of the wind gusts. And then our Winegard system here is for the Razor antenna. That's a standard feature. No need to opt in for that. It just automatically searches to tell you how many stations are available to you. Right now we have 12. And then these are all just privacy, drape controls, light controls, things like that for the exterior. There is a step cover here, so I will show you that. I can't tell you how many people get into a Class A that have never been in one and like, well, what do you do about the hole? And I'm like, dude, we're not ghetto. This is Newmar. We have a really nice step cover. One of my favorite new features that we added this year is right here, an all lights on and off button, which I think is so fantastic. So if you want to turn all of your lights off because you're heading out for the day, no, don't put my slide in. Put it back out. I just said I wasn't going to put it out. Marlon's not paying attention to me, you guys. There we go. No, I want to leave it out. So, because we've already shown the interior. Now, of course, these are full-fledged recliners. They turn around. So you've got a really nice, you know, footrest here. You can turn this around, join the party. And then also here you've got lock and unlock. And then you have the step reset button. And then this is your battery disconnect. So keep in mind with your stairs here, there are sensors on the bottom and on the front of this little guy here to make it stop. You can push those on purpose, but you want to make sure if you're depending on like it hitting down here to stop, this is a hydraulic step. It's a heavy step. This is where your sensors are. So you want to make sure you're actually using this little bar here to stop your step if you're trying to keep this from articulating all the way out. Now, why would you keep this from articulating all the way out? Maybe you were close to something and you didn't want it to come all the way out. So you could have it stop and it would stay at a really nice distance. I heard someone say earlier that this is available on a Mountain Air. Sorry, that's not true. One of the things I think that happens is in this industry, there are so many things to be a specialist on. If you're not actually selling these coaches on your own, if you're representing an overview of the product, you may not know all of the little nuances. And very importantly, if you decide to work with somebody, you want to make sure you're working with that person. So for instance, myself, Grant Russell is another gem. The two of us order so many coaches. One of the things I like to specialize in is making things unique. I have just removed the overhead soundbar on the Mountaineer that I'll be videoing next Monday and put it on the TV lift because the client wanted to remove the overhead cabinets to get full use of his bonded windows. I'm sorry, not bonded windows, it's a Mountaineer, but of his windows. So it's got this huge window, but he wanted to have the full parkside view. So we took the cabinets out, but we were able to mount the soundbar on the top of the television. Installing special floors, doing little nuances, venting your microwave, the things that you can do as a consumer with this product are fantastic. It's really what separates Newmar from the rest, but you've got to have an associate that knows what they're doing or you're not going to be able to do any of those things. And when you choose to work with an organization, if there's one person bringing everybody in and then handing you off to somebody else, it's very important you understand that somebody else is really your connectivity to Newmar and making sure you have that great experience you're hoping for. Now, next week's coach will also have this blackout package, so the Onyx package with the black mirrors. This is where you mount your flagpole bracket. This is for your side assist. There are 6 of these. Oh, just aired down a little. Right here you'll see we talked about leaving your keys inside. You can do that. You also have that handy dandy doorbell. And then part of your blackout package are your American X racing wheels. You do have a 150-gallon fuel tank in this coach, and it is dual fill. You've got a 15-gallon def tank. You've got a 3 cubic liter refrigerator standard. Oops. One of the things you cannot get on a London Air that you do get on an Essex is going to be these push button release doors. And again, this is a nice standard feature. And one of the things that's so cool about this is it actually goes all the way out. So that extended slide tray will allow you to open this while you're outside, even if your slide is deployed. So I think that these are all really cool, like little nuances to talk about. And of course, this can be plugged into either your 110, or it could be, you could use your 12 volt right there as well. That's also a great place to be able to air up your paddle boards. So these power trays here are really easy to use. I'm just gonna do one today. And in fact, you know what I'm gonna do, Marlon? I'm gonna do the other one. I'm gonna do the big one. Let's do the big one. Okay, ready? See that suction close? How cool is that? Just like my S7. So these Easy Glide trays are 1,000-pound weight rated. So you can put lots of bodies on here. Big lawn chairs, heavy barbecues, whatever it may be. And they come out to 60%, so you're gonna be able, again, to get to the center of the tray, even if your slide is out. And of course, your slide ends here, so if you're trying to load up and you've got your slide out before you hit the road, you're gonna have very easy access here to be able to, you know, to deploy, or to, I should say, to wrangle up the troops and get everything packed up. I love the fact that they've got these nice shelves above all of these trays. It's just making good use of that space. Of course, it's much easier to load things up when you've got somewhere to put things down. And then one of my favorite new features is in this bay. So again, this is a manual tray. And then here's your nice porcelain tile. And you can see it says made in Italy on the bottom of it. So for those of you who didn't know that you had Italian tile, porcelain tile in your Essex or your King Air, you absolutely do. But so the brains of the operation, they've given you this really nice panel where you can see everything. And look at all of this wiring. Look at how organized this is. Really impressive change in Newmar for the 2025 model year. We're really pleased with the attention to detail that they came up with in this coach. Here's that central vac. Oh, I forgot to show you. On the inside, you have a kick plate as well as hose connections. So and that's not optional, it's standard. So very cool thing here. And you see this little cord that's down below here? That's the manual release for these power doors. So don't be afraid if for some reason you needed to be able to release these doors and you were having issues, you would be able to do so with from the outside without having the power. So this is a nice feature. So I wanted just to show this to you. One of the benefits to having your TV outside. So first of all, this is on like a really nice hydraulic extender, but you can actually pull this TV out so you've got better viewing. And then it has the Type-C and the USB port and the 110s on the outside now. And here, of course, again, is all that LED lighting giving you the illumination throughout all of the compartments. But also you have over here the controls where you can actually turn this to have your Bose sound system working from your dash. So if you just wanted to listen to the baseball game, you could do that. And then right here, you'll see this tube. And of course, we don't have a party deck on the roof of this coach, but we have a lot of things that are being protected. So all of your air conditioners, all of your electronics for, for your connectivity, whether it be Starlink, or your cable systems, everything is clad underneath in this nice deck up top, and all of that is designed to drain out and to keep from having streaks down the side of your coach by having places where you are going to have drainage points instead of having to worry about it coming down and making unsightly lines on the outside of your coach. Now, you guys, I have to tell you, I was a little suspect when I heard that we were going to get a red and black Essex in. But man, oh man, with this Onyx package, this is a badass coach. I promise you one thing, no one's gonna wonder whether or not you got there the night before. If you got to the campsite, everybody is going to be talking about this RV when they see it come in. Very daring. Again, this is something that Ken Williamson and his team came up with. They offered it up to us and they said, we have this idea. Go ahead, let us know if you're interested. And if you do, when you get to that 2026 Newmar show, we'll have a few fun, treats and tricks for you. So Brian Moritz, our sales manager here, was like, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's go red and black. We took this unit. But please keep in mind, you're going to see all of the new fantastic offerings from Newmar, not this coming Monday, but this coming Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll be shooting live for you from Colorado Springs at the Newmar dealer meeting for our 2026 product. And also, on that note, this had a price increase, a little over $5,000 just a few months ago. Anything that was not marked sold and shipped by the 1st of March had a price increase. It had nothing to do with tariffs. If we really do go into this tariff situation, we do expect to see pricing increase on these models in 2026. So if you're looking for a deal, we have literally just ordered 6 new coaches that are coming in for the 2025 model year that will be 2025 model year pricing, and they're coming in now. Dean Jones just did a fantastic video on a beautiful dark blue London Air. Again, Mark and I have done this Essex video so far. I would imagine most of the associates here are going to have clients they want to make a video for as well. But this is an opportunity to get into something before the prices go up. And I'll tell you one thing, it's not like you're getting an end of the year, closeout deal because it's been sitting on the shelf and no one wants it. This thing is hot. You're just gonna save a ton of money because at Newmar, they came up with this fantastic idea and recommended to us that we buy 5 or 6 coaches, and Brian went ahead and ordered those coaches into inventory. So we have stock right now, and we'll give you a great deal and great service, and you can have a really nice product. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about the tag axle here. Of course, if it's at any, it's a drive wheel. If it's at Audi, it's going to have a nice rotation to it. So in 2021, they went to a 17-degree ability to actually pivot on this wheel. So it basically has a pin that removes from the rotor that allows the wheel to pivot, giving you a much shorter turning radius. So your turning radius is from the center of this wheel to the center of that wheel, as opposed to this rear wheel. But this rear wheel is still giving you all of that stability. This is what gives you the ability to have a 20,000 pound towing capacity. And also having 6 wheels here in the rear is what gives you that stability going down that road, that really nice, solid drive experience. And of course, it's holding up all the way to this coach and giving you an effortless feel, which is so important when you're driving across the country. Let's not forget the DEF. So here's our 15-gallon DEF tank. This is also dual fill for your convenience. And then in the next bay, we have our chassis batteries. And you've also got your air dryer and your fuel filter are very easily accessible. You've got your on and off switch for your chassis. And then of course we showed you house was at the front. And then here in the back, again, K3 605, 1,950 foot-pounds of torque, very easily accessible. ISX15 Cummins engine. Cummins is in red. Everything else by Spartin is here in black. And then we are also pre-wired for your Voyager system. Again, a 20,000 pound hitch rating, 7-pin connector, and air connection. Again, that can be actually, Marlon, can you reach that? There we go. We'll make it look like I'm tall. That can be set up to have your tire pressure monitors integrated on your Jeep as well. You'll notice that there's a camera up here and then another camera up there. So again, this has got that 360 overhead camera. And then here's another side assist sensor. So this is gonna turn on a little red indicator if there's someone in your blind spot. This is the exterior for your egress door. Anything from Dutch Star up is going to have a side mounted radiator, just giving you a little more room in that rear bathroom. Side for your def. This is a place to keep your hose. Now, one of the features that is optional on this coach is SantaCon. So if you order an RV and you don't get SantaCon, then you would keep your gravity hose in there. Something that's standard on this coach is going to be the mana block system. So I actually had a call last night. Somebody had a small pinhole leak underneath his Renegade. And he turned the water supply to that area off, but he had to turn a lot of things off to get to it. Whereas in this situation with this mana block system, you could actually just turn off water to a specific region in the coach so that you could stay on the road and camp. You'll also notice that we have a gray tank valve and black tank valve open right here, as well as a rinse. So having a gray tank rinse, in my estimation, is really important. Because of the fact that your gray tank is probably grosser than anything on the coach, with all of the soap scum and stuff that you have from washing your hair and taking showers. Like, of course I want to drain that. That's great. I want to rinse that out. A paper towel dispenser here, and then here on this little digital controller, not only can you start your generator from outside now, but you can also tilt this coach towards the port side so that it will it will drain your tanks all that much more efficiently. And again, here is your standard connection for your gravity hose, and then over here is your SantaCon connection. Where your SantaCon connection is really handy is here at the end. If you are doing laundry and you have just a little bit of room left in your 80-gallon gray tank, and you need to get another 5 gallons out of it before you can finish your laundry load, you can run this hose to your SantaCon system and pump the gray tank out into a local drain and actually empty the water from your gray tank. You of course wouldn't want to use that on your sewer system. The sewage system on this is 60 gallons for the record, and it has a 105-gallon freshwater tank, and this is the whole house water filter for that freshwater tank. And as you can see, that whole house water filter is clear now, so that you can make sure that it looks like it's clean, it's not gross. And then also your freshwater hose is on a power hose reel, so very easy to bring in when you're done. And you have both hot and cold water with, again, that Oasis system outside for your shower. Here on this bay, you're going to see we have a buddy plug on the top left-hand corner. We have a surge protector. We also have our power cord on a power reel. There's a little grommet here to be able to put that outside, as well as a cable connection here for the park. And then again, there's just a little cable here so that you can get into here if you need to get into your doors and your power locks aren't working. And then your power reel is right here. And like I said, I wanted to show how neat these doors are. So you'll keep in mind, I've accessed everything in this coach so far with this huge full wall slide deployed. And I really wanted to show you how easy it is to access these bays, because to be honest with you, people who camp appreciate this stuff. We appreciate doors that open sideways instead of up. We appreciate bays that we can access when our slide is still out, because maybe someone's inside making breakfast while I'm getting the campground ready to go. These are just very important features. There we go. Yeah, so these push button release doors are so nice. Again, oh, I missed the Oasis bay. We'll go back to that. This is that Easy Glide tray though. So I know we talked about how it comes out 60% and you have access to it with the slide deployed. But this is that same tray I deployed the full way on the other side. And as you can see, I can get right there to the middle very easily with this entire slide deployed. So very nice place to be able to put your barbecue or your lawn chairs or your paddle boards, any of your heavier equipment, not to have to lift it and try to slide it to the middle. And then here in the middle of this bay is your Oasis Chinook system. Now this is a dual loops system. So you'll see on the top left here, there's 2 different loops. The reason that we do this is because this tankless hot water heater is not only providing you all of your hot water for the coach, but it's also providing you your hydronic heat. So it's running a tube of antifreeze underneath the coach that stays next to the air vents, and it pushes the warm air into your coach. But if you have a loop that has to go the full length of a 45-foot coach all the way around, that's a lot of distance. So the dual loop system is kind of divide and conquer, giving you much better heat connectivity. So you have in-floor heating, you have hydronic heat, you have heat pumps. I mean, there's just a ton of ways to keep this coach warm in a cold, cold day. And of course, this is all thermostatically controlled water bay as well. So you can actually take this coach to a place where it's gonna get below freezing and know that you're gonna be able to be safe and not have to worry about your water systems having issues. Now over here, we have our smaller bay. So again, there's 2 full pass-throughs with that Easy Glide tray. And then up here is where the coup d'etat happens. So this is a very nice feature. All of these, of course, you can monitor on your My Rosie system, but this has got not only the standard battery pack of 640, it's got the extra 3rd battery. So we've got 960 amp hours of charging power in this coach, along with 2 inverters. There are 3,000 watt inverters. One is dedicated only to the air conditioner. So it's not changing the other things that you can run. You'll still have to start your generator if you want to, you know, do your laundry, operate your slides, things along those lines. But what it does do is it gives you the endless availability without having to run your generator to keep your air conditioner going at night. So if you're somewhere where there's no generators after 8 o'clock until 10 o'clock in the morning and you're desert camping, keep your coach nice and cool. But also, this whole battery pack is charging while you're driving down the road. So if you want to be able to keep your air conditioner on, and maybe it's a little swampy out and you're down in Florida and you got the kids in the back playing Parcheesi, go ahead and keep those kids cool. It's going to keep that battery power up. You're not going to need to run your generator while you're driving down the road. So very cool features. You're seeing this more and more. And then down below, you'll notice that we do have what is typically a chrome finish at the bottom of these doors. This is part of that Onyx package. Again, this is one of those optional features. There was a lot of misspeaking about optional features in a video that I watched earlier today. Very important to work with an associate that's very familiar with this Newmar product, because there are little nuances. Like you could get this Onyx package and then have stainless steel trim on the bottom of your coach. What a shame that would be. You really want to make sure you get that extra black the whole way through if you're going to go into this Onyx package. And again, these American X Racing wheels, super badass. You know, one of the things, of course, these are 365s. So big wheels giving you big quiet down the road. Here is our little generator compartment. Let's see if I did it right. I did it, Marlon. I left the battery on, or the coach on so I could get into this. I never get to show the Cummins generator. So you'll see you can start this from outside here. There's also your hours clock, which is nice and not digital. Good old fashioned tick. There's your big air horn there on the left. And then you can see even the exhaust tip for the generator is painted black down here. I'm gonna pull this back in. So brighter headlights starting in 2023, auto dimming headlights. One of the cool things is when this coach is on, this Newmar logo, which is black in the front, glows white with Newmar right here. So this is all illuminated. It is absolutely sexy. You'll see that here, anything from Mountain Air on up is gonna have hidden windshield wipers, just giving you a little bit more longevity. And then here, integrated into your actual side view mirror is your camera system, so showing you what's going on down the side of the coach when you're changing lanes, as well as that little blind spot indicator that you'll see on a lot of the Mercedes products, and of course that would be Daimler. Now today we're looking at stock number 5N250180, again 5N250180. My name is Katie O'Neill, and of course we will be coming to you live next week from the dealer meeting. But again, we have a number of new 2025 product coming in, available to you now on the ground. I've got 5 sold orders coming in the next 60 days, so expect a bunch of new product videos with customized vehicles. And please let me know how I can get you out on the road and camping, and thanks for spending your Monday morning with me.